Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're talking about topic 3.4, the First Amendment's freedom of the press. In this lesson, you're going to learn about how the Supreme Court has protected the freedom of the press. From the very beginning of our country, our founders talked about how important the media and the press were. Thomas Jefferson said that our liberty depends on the freedom of the press, and that cannot be limited without being lost. And Felix Frankfurter said that freedom of speech and of the press are essential to the enlightenment of a free people and in restraining those who wield power. Often the media and the press are called the fourth estate or the fourth branch of government. They are called that because they have a huge job when it comes to the power of the government. Their job is to inform the people about what the government is doing and to let us know about whether or not the government is abusing their power. Without the media, we would not know if the government was truly abusing their power. Under President Trump, the media came under attack. He called the media the enemy of the people. And he said that he would open up libel laws so that more newspapers could be sued. Well, the court actually has already talked about libel laws a lot. So what does it say? Well, first we have to talk about what is libel. Libel is any false statement in print that defames someone and hurts their reputation. In order to win a libel case, there are a few things that the person has to prove. First, that the offending writer either knowingly lied or presented information with a reckless regard for the truth. 2, that the writer did so with malicious intent to defame. And 3, that there were actual damages sustained. That's a lot that you have to prove in order to prove a libel case. One instance of a case that was proven to be libel is this example that's on the slide right now. And it says that here, the highlighted portion, Todd is a registered sex offender and manager of D&M Taxi Company. Well, in this case, Todd was not a registered sex offender. And after this article came out, D&M Taxi Company lost significant amounts of business. They were able to prove that it was libel against them, written by this newspaper. Another area of the press that has been protected by the Supreme Court has been what's called prior restraint. Prior restraint is the idea that the government cannot prevent something true from being published, even if it was obtained illegally and conveys government secrets that could possibly endanger national security. So how did this come up? It came up in the case of New York Times Company versus the United States under President Nixon, and this was during Vietnam. This is also one of your required cases, so make sure that you're paying attention. In this case, Daniel Ellsberg was a high-level Pentagon or military analyst, and he basically gave a massive report known as the Pentagon Papers to the New York Times, illegally. Daniel Ellsberg was not allowed to take those papers out of the Pentagon. They were classified, but he did anyway, and gave them to reporters. President Nixon claimed that the release of the papers hampered the president's ability to manage the war in Vietnam, or the conflict in Vietnam. A lower court issued an injunction and did not let the New York Times release information based on the Pentagon Papers. But the Supreme Court ruled in favor of the New York Times, saying that the hasty cry of national security does not justify censorship in advance, and the government does not have the power of prior restraint of publications. The court, in its opinion, went on to say that the newspaper had a right to print these documents, but they did not rule on Ellsberg's right to release them. And in fact, Daniel Ellsberg was charged with a crime for leaking the papers. In this lesson, you should have learned about how the Supreme Court has protected the freedom of the press. If there's anything you missed, go back and rewatch that portion of the video now. Then answer the summarizing question in your notes so that you can get a stamp the next time we're in class. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Bye.